Yeah, vegans, vegetarians look away. But so the chicken man.
Carnivores look away.
Welcome to episode 10 of the Nomad Things podcast, the real story of digital nomading as a family. In this episode, we'll talk more about our day-to-day life here in Mirleft, or Mirlife.
Mirleft life. I think I've never been to a place where from first impression to the last impression now we're leaving, the difference has been night and day. Unbelievable. The first day we got here, bit tired from the dusty ride, and to be fair, the outskirts of Agadir and some of those villages we passed through
weren't inspiring,
and the roads just incredibly interesting. The way the taxi driver I know there's a pothole here, so I'm going, oh, where are you going? Oh, you have your own private lanes through the roadworks, off road. Oh, you're getting out the car. Where are you going? Oh, you're going to get some food or out for the car or off for a comfort break. Yeah, the drive down here and that first getting here, what have we done?
Yeah, we've been some places in our lives, and I spent a lot of time in Asia and a bit of time in Southern Africa, and
South America,
yeah. So we're not new to this, but it's been a while since we've been somewhere like this. So it was a okay, and we've got Alfie with us, so that was like, oh, what are we doing? Are we doing the right thing?
So we walked around that first day, walked down the main streets, and hardly anyone around. Dust on that first street, dust everywhere, hardly anyone around. There's nothing. We're poking our heads in all the little shops, they're only little, and 3 or 4 shelves, all selling the same thing basically. All packet goods, all water. That's it. Okay, go down the main street. Not much different. A few more hardware stores, some coffee shops.
Yeah.
All with local men sat outside.
Yeah. Not many women around, but it's typical. And all the blokes sitting around drinking coffee.
Staring at us as we go past.
Yeah, especially me, because I'm not fully covered up at all. So,
but arrogant. They're all looking at me.
Oh, true.
I don't want to pop your bubble, but
especially in those shorts.
I don't want to pop your bubble.
But yeah, there's no big supermarket here, so it's the old school. For everything you need, you have to go to a different shop. So in the case of protein, yeah, vegans, vegetarians look away. But so the chicken man,
carnivores look away. The first thing you got to mention before you go into which ones are which is refrigeration is not a thing. There is not refrigeration.
Yeah, some places they said they don't turn the fridges and freezers on until summer when they really need them. Yeah, but it's been 20 degrees on average here, so it's not cold.
That's not cold. 20 degrees. We're not putting the fridge on yet. I mean, with fish you will get ice.
Oh yeah, the fish are in ice containers, so that's all right.
But you were starting with chicken.
I'm starting with chicken. So the chicken shops, there's a couple of them, but we have our favourite. And you've got the live chickens and turkeys in the cages.
So the funny thing is about the chicken, while you're deciding which of these plump 2 chickens you're going to have that are sat in the old-fashioned deli counter kind of, the curved glass of the old-fashioned butchers, no refrigeration, just a lovely counter. Well, you're choosing that, and you're watching the flies land and a little walk around there, and the guys flowing them up, shooing them away. While you're there going, which one? That one or that one? Do we have it for tagine? Because you have to tell me tagine or grill. Meanwhile, there's a whole whole battery of chickens just. If you were on the edge of veganism, I think that would push you over.
That might push you over. Not for us. We're fine. And the meat man, he's lovely. The butcher. welcomes us with a big, oh, here. And from the pictures, well, it's got meat hanging up on big hooks. And from the pictures, we're like, well, you've got cow.
Pictures.
Oh, and a goat head and a goat leg on the counter. Have to think about that.
There's the goat head on the. Yeah, there's a picture of a cow and there's a picture of a little lamb, and on the counter there's a camel's hoof and a disembodied goat head. But yeah, cool. The pictures.
Yeah. But anyway, so it's an experience. But yeah, fun.
Yeah, they get you go up and you because our French is about as good as our Arabic.
I think my French has gotten even worse.
So oignon, chop, and he'll chop it up for you, and then little piece de resistance. You just get some lovely fatty bits. He just puts them in. Fat boy, like that.
That's why I like him so much. You've got the extra fat bits in.
Yeah, he's great. Like beaming from ear to ear the whole time. Like, oh, you're at my shop. That's fantastic. And then there's the fish guy.
He's tucked away down a little alley. It took us a while to find him, actually. There is also a fish market just around the corner there. But we found this guy, and he's got all his fish in, as we said earlier, ice foxes. So he pulls up all the lids so you can see what he's got. And then, again, in a mixture of French and Arabic and us and English.
Mining.
Yep, choosing our fish guy for a tagine, and yep, he scales it and guts it and everything, prepares it for us for the tagine, and awesome.
Basically, it doesn't matter what protein you pick. It could be fish, goat, camel, chicken. It doesn't really matter. The shop will be small. If it's fish, you might get ice. If it's not, it won't be refrigerated. It's a small box with a canopy. You won't see anything, and the guy will just go tagine or grill.
Yeah.
And you just go, which one you want? And I haven't yet detected what the difference is, because
no, they seem to be cut the same, but there must be something different. But if you want a fancier kind of cut, then figure out how you say that in French or Arabic, because otherwise you're doing some very intricate miming.
I think it's like the barbers. It doesn't matter what you go in and ask for, you get the cut. And I think we go tagine or grill, or you could say, fillet or a ribeye or whatever. No, you're just going to get the chop, big smile, boom, in your plastic bag. Off you go.
Yeah. So that's all the proteins, and then you got separate shops again for your fruit and veg.
Let's call them prices.
Crisis.
They could call them green crisis. It's what we used to have before we got weird and had supermarkets.
And we've actually had a lot of vegetarian meals while we've been here, just because the vegetables are so darn good.
Yeah.
Aren't they? And cheap as chips.
Oh, it's great going in there, right?
Yeah, the tomatoes, the red peppers, the aubergine. Like in New Zealand, we'll pay some times of the year, you'll pay $8 just for a single sad-looking aubergine or eggplant.
Eggplant.
Whereas here, we hardly spend that on an entire bag or two of fruit and veg.
And it's all piled up. Every time there's a couple of guys working piling up mounds and mounds of these vegetables. Yeah. And you just rummage through, it's brilliant. You find your onions, you find your aubergines and your peppers and You
just fill a big bowl up with what you want and take it up to the counter and they weigh it.
When we first got there, he used to take it all out and obviously sort it by, these are this kind of price, weigh them, put them in a bag. Then these are this kind of price, get them, weigh a bag. And it came out at about €6 worth for like 3 bags at full weight, absolutely chock full, days and days worth of veggies, absolute bargain. And then I think after we've been going there for 2 or 3 weeks, he just never bothered to sort it after a while, did he?
Yeah. And the main kind of store is, we've got a couple close to our apartment here, so we don't have to go away into town for these. I like your little Super X. We've got Super X Momo.
I just love the fact that the word super is made diminutive. The small version of super. So it's like the small big. Okay.
So that's where we go to get things like jars of olives, coffee, ground coffee, tomato paste,
Olives,
couscous,
olive oil,
eggs.
more olive oil, because you can bathe in it here, because it's probably about the price of water at home.
Yeah. And yogurt and water and hops.
Authentic hops.
Bread.
Give me bread.
Eggs. Did I say eggs?
Probably.
So, and spices and things like that. So those shops have all those dry goods.
Yeah. But the other thing with those shops is they usually have the lights off. So you go in there, you can't really see what's going on. And then the shop owners, and they're all friendly, they're all lovely. They'll just hop up, turn the light on, start arranging things to make it look lovely, and stand there all proud, like,
got a customer now.
Here's my stuff.
Yeah. So at home, it'll take us a couple of hours to do a shopping trip, just because we have to drive a long way to get to the shop. But actually being in the shop doesn't take long because everything's there. Here, every few days, it's the good couple of hours in the morning, isn't it?
Yeah.
To go and do the groceries.
Yeah.
It's an adventure. It's fun.
It's a 10-minute walk. Like the other day we went for veggies. 10-minute walk. Just veggies. We just run out of vegetables. 10-minute walk over to the place, wasn't it? Yeah. And it took us, it was about an hour and 3/4. Yeah, you went in for veggies. And we know where it all is. Yeah. And we just grabbed the bowl, put the veggies in the bowl, put it up on the scales. We know the system. Nope, still took it. The whole trip still took an hour and 3/4. Because people in the street. Yeah. And we probably stopped for coffee. So that's another big thing that is part of our Mirlife.
Mirlife is
hashtag Mirlife.
Going for coffee. Either there's a boulangerie, patisserie on the main road, which we don't always indulge, but we always know the coffee.
Yeah, it's very good coffee.
Yeah, so you get your espresso, and I get a cafe Nus.
Perfect for Kiwis, like Nus. It's how you would say it, and yet you go Nus.
Someone said Nus, so it kind of stuck, but Nus. Yeah, so that means half, so it's half coffee, half milk, with big cubes of sugar.
Let's call them sugar cubes. in a glass for coffee. Let's call it a coffee glass.
Which we had been putting sugar in our coffee for a while, but no.
But it's that real strong bitter one with a real nice creme. Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful.
So a bit of sugar doesn't kind of stir. And might have to do a sugar detox when we leave.
Yeah. Whenever we've got pastries, which isn't often, it's when Alfie's not with us, when he's walking past with his crew, or he just happens to be on his way to do something. Yeah. And he's like, oh, all right, let's go for a pastry. It's like, oh, yeah, okay. They have a cool system, mate.
Yeah, it's an interesting system. So in the boulangerie patisserie side, that's where the women work. I'll pick it up. And so you choose which pastries you want, and you say, oh, yeah, we're going to sit and have a coffee next door. So they put your pakis on a tray, push them through a little hole in the wall, through to the coffee side, the man side.
Yeah.
And then you go to the cafe and you sit down, and they come and get your order for your coffee. Or now he knows what we have. We don't need to order.
Yeah.
It just arrives.
That's Abdul.
Yeah. And and then he'll get our pastries and bring them up to us. So it's kind of, we could have just carried them ourselves, I suppose, but no, they had to go around the back.
Yeah. We're say about Abdul, because the first time we went there, or the first 2 or 3 times, he looked grumpy. There was nothing wrong. Like, he was perfectly nice, but he just looked a bit grumpy and a bit short. And then just one day, you've just been there enough. I don't know what it is, or he's had a good day, and suddenly he's like, Nus, espresso? Oh, yeah, well, good morning. I'll be like, oh, hi, Abdul. Where are you going? Yeah. The day before, he literally like just a French waiter, just like, ugh, sit down, have your coffee. And then ever since then, listeners. So that's the really good thing about being in a place this long and such a friendly place and such a small community is we're known around the town.
Yeah.
That we're no trouble to anyone. We get smiles, we get chats, and anyone who can speak a bit of English, a bit of French, we can try a little bit of Arabic at them.
Yeah.
We'll have a little chat, a little smile, a little bit of sign language. Anyone who can speak English, they just will chat and chat and chat. That's why everything takes so long.
Yeah. And we found if you go back to the same place, whether it's a shop or a restaurant or whatever, 2 or 3 times, then they're just welcoming you into the family, really.
And they're giving you free stuff.
Yeah.
Do you want free tea? Yeah, no, that's all right. No. Please, I want to give you something. Tea, dessert. Alfie loves it.
Yeah. He's like, can we just go back there? Because they offered me free dessert at his time, but I was too full to have it.
If you were cynical, you might think, I hear what you're saying, and they're just doing it to get you to come to their restaurant. But it's not. They genuinely don't seem to have any difference whether you go there all the time or not. They're equally friendly. That guy the other day, in one of the little places that we've never been, because there are a few, so you can't go everywhere.
No.
He used to come out and say, "Oh, you coming for dinner?" We're like, "No, we're fine." He's like, "Oh, pretty blah blah," chatting, smiling away. He's like, like that. And he never had any intention of us. He was just saying, "Hi, are you coming for dinner?" We're like, because we were stood next to his restaurant.
Yeah.
It's like, "No, we're not." "Oh, right." So then he's just hanging out like, "Oh, how are you? You okay? Everything's
It
good?"
seemed to be genuinely friendly and, not really pushy like a lot of places in the world.
No.
Yeah.
It's just Mirlife.
American life. So we've rented a really nice apartment, or we think so. And it's very affordable for the month. And you can't see much through here, but it's very nice with kitchen and bathroom and everything. But when you look out the window, it's just this vast wasteland. And when you go walking out, there's rocks and rubbish and all kinds of things.
Camels, donkeys,
dogs, cats.
goats.
Yeah. And construction sites everywhere and piles of rubble. But to be honest, after a couple of days, you don't notice it anymore, do you? It's just Mirleft.
we all laughingly refer to it as the wasteland. Us and the other families.
Yeah.
Some live way over there in the more villa end of town.
Yeah, on the other side of the desert.
And it's just 10-minute walk into town there. I mean, I'm looking out the window right now, and there's all the kids in the skate park. There's the mosque right there. There's the whole town bustling away. Mountains or hills.
Yeah.
And then between us and that,
you'll have to look at our Facebook or Instagram to see some photos, or we'll put together something for here.
and when you have the donkeys just down outside, it's like half a dozen donkeys, or that time when 50 odd camels were just coming past.
Yeah, they just suddenly appeared. It's like right in the middle. How do we not see them earlier?
Quite surreal being this. It literally is. It's 10 minutes to the shops and the restaurants.
Yeah.
That that end of town that we like to go to.
Yeah.
5 minutes this way.
Yeah.
5 minutes to the souk. 5 minutes to the restaurants this end.
Yeah.
And yet, and 10 minutes to the beach
That way.
But that's through the construction side. There's a lot of new builds going up, which makes it worry a little bit, like how long will Mirleft stay Mirleft?
Yeah, there's lots of buildings going up. But yeah, so there's a few residential places around us, and like we said, the superettes. And then the other side, it's another bit of a wasteland.
Yeah.
Isn't it? But then that's where they have the souk on a Monday.
Yeah.
So on a Monday it's packed, but every other day of the week it's just awesome.
And everywhere we've been, just along the coast here, just the little trips out, you're immediately in that again.
And yeah, so it's the locals keep their windows and doors shut, but we can't do that because we like breeze. And the price of that is having to sweep a couple of times a day because all the sand that comes in. Although, to be fair, most of that's off Alfie when he gets home from the harbour and from the beach.
Yeah. But Mirleft does have amazing climate, though. It's just, as of not coming from a hot country or a hot part of a country, we 20 degrees every day at this time of year, pretty much. No rain. Oh, we had 1 mil of rain. No, 1/10 of a mil of rain for about 10 minutes. Absolutely lashed it down, and we were all laughing because we were joking with the guys in the restaurant, going, "Oh, we can't go out. We just finished a meal, and this deluge, a little bit of light drizzle came down for about 5 minutes." Yeah. And we were joking, "We can't go home now. It's a storm." So, yeah, the climate's beautiful. There's a breeze every day, onshore breeze, keeps you cool. It's about 20 degrees, and the sun is pretty ferocious.
Yeah, Alfie's got a nice sunburn. That's nice.
Golden tanned. But he's in the sun all day, every day. But in the mornings, there'll be a bit of cloud cover.
Yeah, but cool. You might actually put a layer on.
And then by afternoon, 3-4 o'clock, it gets hot.
Yeah.
Not centigrade kind of, not
just that
mercury.
Intense sun, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then overnight it cools down again, maybe about 18, so it's nice for sleeping in. And meanwhile, while we're heading off to Marrakech in a few days, it's been 36 this week. So we're much happier to be here down on the coast.
Well, we had some of the other families had pools at their places. It was all a bit cold, actually. Get out again.
Yeah, they're not heated, so.
And in the sea this time of year. It was lovely. I had a nice swim, but yeah, that was about my limit.
Brisk.
And that's the thing with the beaches here. They're uncrowded at this time of year. There's cafes right down to the sand, and they're not unreasonably priced. They're a little more expensive than town. And if you order anything past a simple orange juice or something, they will have to jump on their bikes.
Come into town to get it.
Zoom into town to get it. But that's normal everywhere we go.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Anything.
And anywhere you go for, apart from coffee, anywhere you go for a drink or a food, it's going to be a long way.
Yeah.
Morocco time. So after a pretty hectic month in Madeira, it's been really nice to have a much crazier month here in Mirlife. There's not a lot of things that we felt the need we had to rush out and do. One of the big draw cards here is just down the coast at Lixera Beach. It's got a big sea arch, and you can go on a camel ride. So that's one of the few things we kind of jumped in a taxi with some of the other families and done. But apart from that, and going up to the fort and to the beach, it's just been life. Yeah. And when even going and doing your shopping is a 2-hour adventure, then we haven't really felt the need to go seeking any more adventure than that. But no, it's been really nice just to be able to relax a while and enjoy life here.
Alfie's been happy all day at the hub, and then when we meet up, it's down at the beach. Yeah. There's always something going on. We'll go down there, and it'll be a game of keep you up with the soccer ball or swim or volleyball or frisbee or something.
Yeah, juice and a coffee
and a chat, and then we'll come in, and then one of the other families will be like, "Oh, the kids are going for an ice cream," or "Let's go out for dinner that night," or just those things, plus keeping up with work and just going out and being in a completely different culture. Colourful, interesting, everything's just what's going on. Everyone's so friendly, and we're trying to speak Doja, and it's really cool. You don't need anything else.
No, we don't need to go paragliding.
Yeah. Oh, there's a place down there. It's half an hour down, I think, and you can go paragliding. Why? Why would you go paragliding here?
Yeah.
It's like we live by Queenstown.
Yeah.
We can go do adventure sports any day of the week.
Yeah.
We can't go down and practice Arabic and have people going, "Go on, you can do it, and then big beaming smiles because you managed to say some numbers. Yeah. And everyone loves our mime of chop chop chicken. Wow.
Or just when you get excited about Hobbs bread.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and now Omar and Hafid going past and it'd be like, "Atani khobz." It can mean anything now. It is just give me bread. Atani khobz. Atani khobz. Give me bread. It means anything. Atani khobz. Atani khobz. It's just all in the tone now. Nonsense.
Keeps you happy.
Keeps me.
Hope you enjoyed that. We are Nomad Things, and we'll be back next time with details of our favourite foods in Mirleft and what you should try. In the meantime, if you like our content, hit the subscribe button, check out our blog at nomadthings.guide, and of course, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Shh, don't say that. I'll cut that.
So we go.
I'm cutting that.
Cut that.